It all begins in the year 1944. World War II was finally coming to an end. The air was thick with smoke, blood and silence. In the cold wilderness of Finland, German Nazi forces were retreating, but they weren't leaving quietly. They were burning everything, killing everyone, and destroying whatever came in their path. And in the middle of that broken land there was a man. His name was Aatami Korpi. Once a deadly Finnish commander, a man who had slaughtered hundreds during the war, now he lived far away from people, deep in the frozen wastelands with only his horse and his loyal dog. He wasn't looking for glory or revenge anymore. He just wanted peace. But fate had something else written for him. One quiet day, while searching near a river, his shovel struck something unusual, a shimmering piece of gold. His heartbeat quickened. He dug deeper, and what he found was beyond imagination. A hidden gold mine, buried under the Finnish soil. Tears filled his eyes. After years of blood and death, he could finally live free, away from war, away from pain. He loaded the gold onto his horse and began his journey back, unaware that death was watching him again. As Aatami rode through the barren land, he crossed paths with a German platoon, led by the ruthless General Bruno. Behind Bruno's armored trucks were Finnish women, captured and tortured, treated as prisoners of war. Aatami didn't speak. He just kept walking, calm and fearless. But Bruno's eyes caught the glimmer of gold dust on Aatami's bag. Greed awakened in him like a devil. A few miles ahead, Aatami was stopped by another group of Nazi soldiers. They searched his bags and found the gold. The soldiers laughed. "This gold doesn't belong to you, old man." But before they could pull the trigger, Aatami's calm turned to fire. In a blink, he slaughtered them all, every soldier who dared touch his gold. You see, Aatami wasn't just a man. He was a legend of death, a soldier so fierce that even the Soviets whispered his name in fear. When General Bruno discovered his men dead, he found a single gold nugget in a soldier's pocket. His eyes widened with greed. "That old man," he muttered. "He has more." From that moment, the hunt began. Aatami was heading through a minefield when his horse stepped on a landmine. The explosion was deafening. The horse died instantly. Aatami survived, barely, but his gold scattered across the dirt. Bruno's army surrounded him. "Kill him," the general ordered. But Aatami picked up a rock, threw it at another mine, and boom! A cloud of fire and smoke rose high. Using that chaos, Aatami disappeared like a ghost. Bruno, furious and obsessed, made the women prisoners walk in front of his tanks, human shields, to detect more mines. His cruelty had no end. Meanwhile, Aatami was bleeding, crawling for life. He hid under an old truck, poured leaking fuel on himself to mask his scent from the German dogs. When they came near, silence. He vanished again. Bruno tried to radio headquarters for help, describing the man he was chasing. There was a long silence on the line. Then a voice replied, "If you've seen that man, and you're still alive, you're lucky. That's Aatami Korpi, the immortal commando. Leave him alone." But Bruno didn't listen. Greed had made him blind. Aatami kept running. He was shot, burned and broken, yet he refused to die. He dived into freezing waters to escape bullets. The river turned red with his blood. Bruno believed he was dead, until his soldiers started disappearing underwater, one by one. Aatami was killing them beneath the river. He emerged from the other side, alive again, covered in blood and mud, a ghost of vengeance. Later, he reached a burned city, a place destroyed by Hitler's army. Memories haunted him. He remembered how the Soviets had killed his entire family. From that day, he'd killed hundreds in return. Suddenly, his dog barked outside. Aatami rushed out, only to see his dog strapped with a bomb. He ripped it off and threw it away just in time. The blast knocked him unconscious. When he woke up, he was hanging from a rope. Bruno had found him. His gold was gone. His body was broken. But even now, Aatami wouldn't die. He placed his foot on a nail to stop himself from choking. He waited all night, until a low-flying plane's wind snapped the rope. He fell. The pilots of that plane landed nearby, only to find death waiting. Aatami killed one and forced the other to fly him toward Bruno. Meanwhile, Bruno's troops were pushing forward with the stolen gold and the kidnapped women. Among them was a woman named Aino, who whispered, "He's coming, the man who never dies." And she was right. Aatami crashed the plane near Bruno's convoy. He stormed the trucks, freed all the women and slaughtered the remaining Nazis. He told Aino, "Drive the truck, follow my lead." As the truck approached Bruno's tank, Aatami climbed onto it like a shadow. Inside, Bruno and his loyal officer panicked. Aatami threw the officer out, then faced Bruno. The coward fled in the tank. Nearby, the freed women found that same officer crawling away. They surrounded him. He looked up, terrified. Now, it was their turn for justice. But Aatami's story wasn't over. Bruno was escaping in a plane, gold packed inside. He thought it was over. Until he saw a man on a motorcycle charging toward the sky. Aatami. The plane took off. Bruno laughed, thinking he had won. But he didn't see the shadow gripping the plane's rear wheel. Aatami had climbed onto the plane mid-air. Bruno heard noises beneath and went to check. What followed was a brutal fight, punches, blood and fire in the sky. Bruno tried to choke Aatami with his belt. But Aatami tied that same belt to a grenade, whispered, "For my family," and threw Bruno out of the plane. The grenade exploded mid-air, ending the general once and for all. The pilot was dead. The plane crashed into a swamp. And somehow, Aatami survived again. He walked into a city bank, covered in mud and blood, dragging a bag full of gold. He placed it on the counter and said, "Cash it. I need money." The teller stared, speechless. The man who had lost everything. The man who survived death again and again. The man who found gold in the ashes of war. Walked away quietly. No words. No glory. Just peace, and his loyal dog waiting outside. And that, my friends, is the unbelievable true hidden history of Aatami, the man who wouldn't die. And that was the untold story of Aatami Korpi, the man who faced death 100 times and still walked away alive. A legend lost in time, a soul forged in fire, and a truth buried beneath the ashes of war. If you felt the emotion, the courage and the pain of this story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more hidden histories that the world forgot. Because every legend starts with a story no one believed was true. Thanks for watching. See you in the next journey into forgotten history.